Hi lovely, welcome to my channel. My name is Amber and today I will be channeling what will be happening for you in the next 6 months. I've made a list of what we are going to be talking about, and those are: what if everything would work out for my highest good? What are the circumstances? Does it look like the upcoming 6 months from now? What is my current lesson and why am I learning it in regards to the upcoming 6 months? How can I make myself proud and happy? Then what am I doing right and how can I move forward in the best way possible? Unforeseen energies that I need to acknowledge, pay attention to, or let go. And then the last one is, what does Spirit want me to know? I wanted to talk about all these things because we can just get into fun predictions, but I also feel because there is so much change happening, I wanted you to get a better overview at what is actually going on behind the surface and how we can tap into those energies. So I'm going to try to translate those energies for you so you can actively work with them. So I hope that you're into that. I will be repeating those questions that I just asked while doing your reading, your pile, so don't worry about that. We have today for you pile 1 with the dolphin, then pile 2 with the owl, pile 3 with the elephant, and then the last pile 4 with the cute turtle. So feel to which pile you are most drawn to. I'm also doing coaching at the moment where we look at your specific soul energy. We work with your intuition, how to enhance your own intuition so it becomes easier to make important decisions, but also in a day-to-day life, how to navigate through life stuff by tuning into your intuition. I teach that in one-on-one coaching sessions, but I also love to do that through doing these readings, so let's just hop into it. Pile number 1. My lovely pile number 1s. Let's see what the upcoming 6 months will bring towards you. We're first going to dive into the question of, what if everything would work out for my highest good? Also, I hope you've been doing well. Happy New Year. I haven't posted a pick a card in a while, so I'm excited to read for you today. What if everything would work out for my highest good? This is an interesting card for the highest good. We'll see what the story is behind the 5 of Wands. What if everything worked out for my highest good for pile 1? Okay. I see you letting something go. And this has been an opportunity, or is an opportunity, that seems too good to be true in a way. And you already feel unaligned with it. There is something about it that does not sit right with you, and I hear like it's hidden in plain sight. Maybe this is an opportunity that looks really good on paper, but you just can feel, or you can see things that are not right, that are not sitting right with you. And so I interpret this because the Knight of Cups is actually a beautiful opportunity. It's like a gesture of reaching out, an opportunity being given to you. And then the 5 of Wands is about conflict. You see these people like having a discussion. It's not really a harmonious card, right? And so there is this part of you that is already deciding that it wants to let go of the situation. I feel like you have already seen that behind the scenes, or like hidden in plain sight, something isn't right. I think that this is kind of a confirmation for you, because I feel you really wanting to step into your power and out of the situation. And that is what I feel like is the movement that you will be making, or are already in the process of. Or at least it's more, I also feel like if you are now wanting to get out of it, it's more like you're bending the situation in your favor, because it's kind of like you already see what's happening. It's just that other people are afraid to speak on it, or they haven't seen it yet. Like it's hidden in plain sight, and you are the one who's like able to see and pinpoint exactly what is not in alignment, what is not right. And then you are kind of pointing it out, and you're like, yo, I don't know if you have noticed this, but how are we going to deal with this? Or why is this happening? I see you kind of confronting whatever situation this is, maybe it's with work, right? And you're acknowledging this problem in a team meeting. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And then like you pointing it out makes so that all the other people cannot deny it anymore as well, right? And then something needs to happen. So something of that sort, or you just bending in a difficult situation in your favor, in your own business or with a partner, or I just feel you stepping up and being like, yo, I don't want to keep doing this in this way. Let's do something about it because this just isn't right. Something like that. And so Spirit is saying that is what is for your highest good. There needs to be a change here because you already know that it's not okay if it goes on like this. So it's in your highest good to, I feel like, stepping above the situation. I also don't feel like you're going to be dramatic or very emotional about this. It's more like, okay, I just see this. Why is this happening? I need this instead. It's more like just naming it and speaking out loud what your needs are, which is really powerful, really beautiful. And yeah, that's really going to help you in this process the next 6 months. I'm actually really loving this for you. It's pretty amazing to step above a situation and to, yeah, just point it out and be like, this is what I need. That's beautiful. So the next question is, what is my current lesson and why am I learning it? So maybe it's in line with what these cards are telling, or it's more of a broader story because we're talking about the next 6 months. Look at the bigger picture. Yeah, that is already aligning with the story, right? Stepping above it, so zooming out, kind of this helicopter view. What is Pao 1's current lesson and why are they learning? Can I get one more or two cards? I feel like this card always says a lot because it's more about what is it that I need, what is actually happening, and truly rising above it. Because through that process, you get to learn so much more about yourself, what you need, what you don't want, like the contrast, right? Through these difficult situations, we learn what is not in alignment with us, what doesn't resonate, right? And only when we know that, we can say like, okay, I don't want this, but what is it that I do want? That's what you learn through those situations. I think that is the process that you're in. What is it that you do want then? You also have the card of you and your loved ones are safe. Don't let pride get in the way. And your dreams need a practical plan. It is quite a practical energy. I feel like you need a different structure. So you might be organizing your life in a different way through this process. You've also have the card of you and your loved ones are safe. I feel like you might worry about a partner or kids and you rising above the situation and doing something about it. Like, how is that going to impact my family life or my income or my position, right? And then you also have the card of don't let pride get in your way. I just feel like this is such a necessary step for you and your growth. I also feel like it's going to be so okay because you are taking care of yourself through this. I think that is the biggest lesson that comes with this as well. It feels really scary, but if you make it practical and you, like, I feel like if we don't know how to move forward with this, we might need to just make a practical plan. Like, if this happens, what is my plan B, right? I love writing out the worst case scenarios and then the solution for those worst case scenarios. And every time I get so relieved because for every problem that could potentially create like uncertainty or like is like a real problem, I can find a solution for it. And that makes me be a lot more courageous and still, it's really scary, but if you have a practical plan in place, right, and you ask for help maybe outside of the situation, maybe friends or whatever, you will get through this. And it actually feels pretty, easy once you are out of it. It feels like an easy transition. And so I feel like this is a really positive change, but it needs a practical plan. That's also, I feel like, why the spirit is letting me know, like, rise above it and helicopter view, like zooming out, right? How can you be practical about it? And quick, maybe even. I don't really get a time frame for this, but I feel like this is a situation that is already present within your life or going to develop in the next 3 months or so. And we're talking about the current lesson, right? So yeah, I feel like that is it. Don't let your pride or, for example, I just feel like if you really like stability and you don't want to address a problem at work, you're afraid that you will lose your job, right? I feel like that's kind of an example that I'm getting. If you don't want to lose your job, right, it doesn't, I would highly recommend just writing down those what if scenarios and make sure that you feel safe doing that, but also you don't deserve to be treated without respect or kindness, and there will be better places out there if that's the case. And so don't let that pride of like a certain title or whatever stand in the way of taking good care of yourself. I think that should always be something that we need to take into account as well, right? Of course, we have responsibilities, and I don't know your situation, but I also feel like this is a necessary step for you to be in your power, attract something better, and just structure your life a little bit differently. Which is more in line with what it is that you want. That's more fair, more real, more authentic, easier. That's kind of what I'm getting. And I feel like that is that new energy that you will be moving into if you choose to do so, if you choose to step up. So the next question is, how can I make myself proud and happy? Let's see. How can pile one make themselves more proud and happy? We have make a wish. Oh yeah, I'm feeling the message of, like I said, the contrast. Through knowing what it is that you don't want, you get to recognize what it is that you really need. And it's time for you to name that, to acknowledge and explore what it is that you need. And I also feel like you already you already know it. It's like I just feel like I need this certain thing and it's my dream and I just really want it so bad. I know that it is the right thing to do, that I want to grow towards that. And I kind of have this feeling of wanting to shout it of the rooftops, right? To be like, let's do this. And then I wanted to say, let's do this. But then I felt like I cannot say it. So it's really scary for you to acknowledge to yourself what you need. Make your energy bigger. Is what this card says. So meeting yourself on a new level, it's like not playing small anymore, acknowledging to yourself what your wish is and what you need. And that's such a beautiful energy to feel, you really stepping into your power, seeing the bigger picture of things. And I honestly feel like if you're going to do this, which is the energy that I'm feeling now, like if you do that, you are going to feel so relieved and you have a lot of clarity. You truly have risen above the occasion, the whatever, just life in general. I feel like, I hope that makes sense, but it's like, I know who I am, I know what I want, what I need, and so that gives a lot of clarity and that gives a lot of empowerment because it's you choosing yourself, you having your own back, and that gives a lot of relief and trust, and also maybe like a new beginning, which feels really exciting, and you just feel like, I've got my own back. I know that this is going to work out because you have the practical plan, right? So yeah, that's how you are going to make yourself happy, by giving yourself also here the space and time you need. And maybe that also means like taking a step back, or maybe going on a solo trip, or doing some self-exploration through a retreat or whatever, or a course. I heard like taking time and space for yourself. So do whatever this is that you really need, because it's going to put you in your power. I don't know why I said it like that. Power. I don't know. I just feel really excited by feeling this this growth that you are stepping into if you do this. It's a really confident, assured energy. Like you know what you're doing. That's the vibe that I get from this. And if you don't know, I feel like the steps will present themselves to you. It's not like you have a lot of doubt about that. It's just a lot of trust that I'm feeling. So now I'm going to get into what unforeseen energies are there that I need to acknowledge, let go. What unforeseen for pile 1, unforeseen. Oh, that's a lot. Let's see. Got this beautiful beetle. You've got something magical. Okay. The snake, time for healing. The frog, clean up your mess. And then the koi fish. There's always enough. I want to place this one here. There's a lot of transformation that is being asked of you now. I feel like you do need to make some important decisions, and you are also being acknowledged in that you have something special. So whatever this dream is that you have, that you feel like, yes, it just feels right. That's kind of the energy that I felt. You know what? We're going to move it like that. It is truly special, and it is truly something that you have to pay attention to. I also feel like we're also unique, so different with our own gifts. And no one has what you has, or no one can do what you can do in your way. Like we can all do certain tasks, but we all have our own like special sauce, right? That's kind of being acknowledged with the beetle and the koi. Also, what I'm feeling with those is that there is so much magic that you're hiding from other people. I feel like there's so much more inside of you. And I also feel like you're frustrated about that. I also feel like, why is it not like coming out, or why is it not being acknowledged, or why do I not feel the space to express it more, or you just needing to learn a little bit more about how to enhance it. It really wants to be acknowledged, and I think that if you are going to work with that, you are going to feel so much healing, because self-expression is a vital part of life, right? It gives life to express. It's also healing. Think of painting or sculpting or creating art in general is really healing, because it's like an outlet, right? And so it's needed for you to also have that outlet. And I don't know if this is an artistic skill or not. It also just feels like some kind of knowledge that you have, or an interest, or you have just something to share or to do that is unique to you, and it's going to be really healing to work with that or to let it out a little bit. I also feel like this might be something that you are wanting to say to someone, like a conversation that needs to be had. Might also be about feelings that you need to express to someone. And yeah, that's interesting, because I also have to think about this card when I say that, because it's like if you are keeping it in, if you are ruminating about what happened, or you are keeping a lot of these thoughts and feelings inside, eventually it kind of becomes trapped, and it becomes this heavy thing that is going to be weighing on you, right? And so cleaning up your mess, it's also like free the energy that is within you. Be all you can be. Just be yourself. Just express all those parts of you that you are not giving yourself the space to acknowledge. I don't know why I say acknowledge, because I wanted to say express, but maybe I also said that in the beginning, right? Feeling afraid to shout it off the rooftops, but it is present. I feel like if you are going to express it, even if it's like feelings for someone, or wanting to reopen a discussion, or which is what I talked about in the beginning, so maybe it's linked to that, or it might be something that you really want to do. It's like a dream, right? If you are going to work with that, if you are going to express it, you are freeing up this pent up energy, and that is going to create that energy that I was just talking about, the confidence, the seeing the whole picture kind of feeling, and the self-trust. And Spirit is saying to me, that is what you deserve to do for yourself. When I look at the snake, like, time for healing. I feel like this is your time to be honest with yourself and to rise above this thing that you have been, I hear, boxing with. So it might be like an internal struggle, right, that we're talking about. Like, you know kind of what needs to happen, but it's hard to speak it out loud or to work with it. Spirit is acknowledging that it's hard for you to not let your pride get in the way and to clean it up, to open up, to move into this empowered version of you, because you're not suppressing it anymore. You are embracing it. And I kind of feel, if I say embracing it, I feel you go like, I don't want to, or no, thank you. And I get that. So yeah, maybe I can get some cards on that as well. But I know, like, everybody has its own timing, and we're talking about 6 months, right? So I'm not saying like tomorrow, let's go. Also take what resonates, right? And please leave the rest. This is not resonating with you. If you're like, hell no, I'm not going to tell so-and-so how I feel, then don't, right? You don't have to do anything that I say to you. This is just the unforeseen energies that we are working with in the upcoming 6 months. So I hope that gives some clarity. We also have the question of, what am I doing right and how to move forward? What is pile 1 already doing right? Longing for home belonging. I feel like you are now starting to acknowledge what you want through the contrast, and that is a beautiful start point. If you cannot really imagine what you want, what you need, it's really hard to go there, right? And so Spirit commends you for that, for being honest with yourself about that. And it's also, it can be a really exciting thing, right? And it can also be a relief to acknowledge that that is a need of yours. It can be a beautiful process as well. So how to move forward? How can pile 1 move forward in a 6 months period? No. Moving forward, no. Wait, postpone, say no. Yeah, say no to what doesn't resonate. Just say no. I love this quote. Say yes to everything you want. Say no to everything that doesn't align with the vision that you have for your life. It's about saying yes to the things that you do want and no to the things that you don't want. I feel like there is just something that is so clearly not for you, or you just feel restricted or restrained. And it's just about being honest with yourself and just being like, no, this just doesn't resonate anymore. I'm going to let this go. I'm going to say no or open up a conversation about this. And then we also have don't dim to fit in. And that's the whole energy of this reading, honestly. It's just about, can I allow myself to like the things that I like and to do the things that I want to do and to be just who I am, and not kind of stay in these places that I've outgrown that don't fit me, or just hold in my self-expression. I want to be free to just say my piece and have the freedom to explore and do what it is that you want to do, right? It's your life. That's kind of the energy here. And you are so moving into this, so I'm really excited about this for you. I also do coaching around this if you need some more clarity about the practical plan or what this is about truly, and how you can be confident making those choices, right? And what comes next. I have a link in my description if that feels exciting to you. I would love to work with you. We have one last thing to talk about. This is, what is it that Spirit also wants you to know? So any last messages for pile 1? Any last messages? I love the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a really expressive person. She is really charismatic, really beautiful. She just is kind of the artist, the socializer. And so you might not identify as someone who's really creative, or you might be more introverted, but this is more just standing in this confident energy of, I get to be who I want to be. I'm just going to express that, and whoever matches that, or whatever matches that energy, I'm going to attract that into my life. Because like, what resonates will come to you, what doesn't resonate will go away, right? Just like with people, we can love everyone, but not everyone is going to be a fit in our life. And so this is just standing firmly on our own ground of just being like, yeah, this is me, like it or not. So that is what Spirit wants you to know as well. And then the last card that I have for you is the Four of Cups, which is just all about, I just really love this metaphor. It's like he is looking at those 3 cups, but not even noticing this one right here. I feel like this is what you've been doing. It's like, I can only see what I have in front of me, what I'm doing currently, but this is actually the dream that you have. And so can you acknowledge that there is more for you out there? Don't overlook your own internal world. Talk to yourself, right? What is it that excites you? Can you allow yourself to receive that and see the possibilities for you? Just be curious. And then the Nine of Pentacles. Nines are about almost completing something, right? And the Pentacles are about abundance, stability. Yeah, I feel like that structure that you're going to create, that new structure, that kind of new beginning, or just cleaning up your mess, that is going to create that space for you to become the Queen of Wands. I feel like I'm missing something. I also feel like there might be a little bit of shame about transitioning into this new phase in your life. And I want you to know that that shame is okay. That is, you also may acknowledge that shame, right? Because it is an emotion, if you are feeling shame, of course, that is present. So denying it is going to make it harder. But also that shame is kind of bullshit because every time that we are stepping out and stepping up, it's kind of frowned upon, right? If you are being different than the rest of the group, you're kind of this threat. And so we feel shame about stepping up. We feel shame about doing our own thing. And so I want you to know that if you feel that shame, that's because of that probably. That's normal because of society. But also, I hope that you have become really excited through this reading about this new energy for the next 6 months, and that you know that you can say no and you don't have to fit in. You already know what's good for you. Like, your intuition just knows. Think about all the times that you've listened to your intuition and how good that felt and what happened. Can you trust that that will happen again this time? And I just love your energy. It's so beautiful, but also you are very practical and you can oversee a lot. And I think you're going to be just fine. And it's so healing if you give yourself the space to just tell it like it is. That is freeing. Honesty gives freedom, right? And so I wish for you to feel that freedom, to rise above the occasion. You can so do this. I wish you good luck and all the love. If you want to work with me, click the link in the description. I'd love to work with you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Love you. Welcome, pile number 2. You chose the cute little Hedwig owl for this reading. Let's get into it. So the first question that we are going to get into is, what if everything would work out for you? What is like the highest good situation in 6 months from now? So the upcoming 6 months. We already have 2 cards that are really wanted to come. Okay, I'm going to get it upright. Interesting. If you're like, oh no, I don't want this card, please stick around. Maybe this is going to be like the best thing ever. I don't really like to see the Tower as well, but you also have the Ace of Wands. So let's see what this is all about, right? Actually, I am pretty excited when I see this. So that is also like a personal thing about me. I am a Scorpio sun, so I don't mind transformation. So I get excited by having to build things from the ground up and transformational moments. So what I'm seeing here is you are letting go of something that has been a part of your identity. So this might be a relationship, or this might be a trait or something that you were describing yourself as. So think of how you are describing yourself. What kinds of words are you using? For example, like daughter, or the job title that you have, or you are being seen as a certain type of friend, right? I'm being the mom friend for a lot of my friends, but that was more so some time ago. So I'm not sure if that's still like what part of my identity. We all keep changing a lot, right? But I'm really excited to see what that Ace of Wands is about. It is feeling like you are choosing a different reality. With transformation, we can choose what to let go of and what to step into. When one door closes, another one opens, right? And I feel like this new chosen, I feel like it's about identity a lot. So you deciding like, I'm going to be this type of person. For example, when I was in the beginning of building my business, I was kind of being a lot on my own. And so I kind of started to identify myself as an introvert. I also had introverted friends. And there's nothing wrong with being introverted. I'm actually an ambivert, so I can change between the two. But like, that's also an identity, right? And so you can also choose what you prefer, but you can also grow in all of these different identities. So when COVID hit, we all became very introverted. There was not a lot that we could do about that, right? And so me as well, I already had this long period of being more secluded in my own environment. I was just working a lot to build my business. And so I felt this moment of, I get to choose who I want to be. And I would like to have more friends. I would like to go out more, right? And I was not like that before, but I kind of made the choices and I started to take on more opportunities because it felt fun to me. I also want to make sure that you only choose to do the things that feel fun to you, right? It's not about societal pressures. I used to not drink at all when I was younger because I was like, fuck the social culture about having to be cool to drink, right? I was just like, I'm not partaking in that. And then after COVID, I was like, oh, but I'd like to like try a cocktail or two, right? And so nothing against drinking, but also it's not that good for you. I'm just pretty neutral about it now. I don't really have an opinion about it. And that's how just these things can change, right? You can take labels on, but you can also let them go, and you can also change them. You see this a lot with breakups, right? Going through a glow up, reinventing yourself. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, and it feels pretty scary, especially if this is the beginning phases of this coming up for you now. You're like, oh shit, where is this going to take me, right? So let's take a look at where it's taking you. It's also interesting to note that these are the two first cards that you got for what if everything works out for my highest good. So this is a positive thing when it comes to spirit. The next question that we're going to get into is, what is my current lesson and why am I learning it? I don't know why, but I keep getting really excited for you. So let's see what we get. Work through your fear, Scorpio. That's no surprise to me. Scorpio is all about transformation, right? Looking deeper into the underlying patterns of why certain things are happening, and also shedding skins, because what once was for you might not be for you anymore, and that's okay. That's just part of molding yourself into the person that you want to be, and you get to decide it every day again, right? You can start every day again, anew. It's time to take action. The energy is gaining momentum. I feel like you're already kind of in this process. I feel like you are molding yourself, or kind of, I feel like you're looking around and you're like seeing something and you're pointing at it. It's like, yeah, I would like that. And then just like you're going to shop or something, you see there's something that you're liking it. You're like, yeah, universe, that would seem fun. Or to yourself, like, what can we do with that, right? How can we make that into a beautiful outfit? Which I love, because that is how it works, right? You get to look around and pick and choose what fits you and let go of the rest. And that kind of creates your identity, and you can change that up. And so with it's time to take action, it's kind of that first step that is encouraged right now, so you can move on, you can move forward. The energy is gaining momentum. Is also interesting. I'm looking at these birds that are flying towards the mountains to that other bird. I feel just like you need this to, I heard, move on and let go. So it might be that you have just recently come out of a long-term relationship or short-term or whatever, or you've moved or you've gone through a big transition. And this is kind of the step to move forward, to kind of become more secure in the place that you're in right now and just have fun with that, to play with it, to feel more sure within yourself of like, yeah, this is me now with everything that happened. I'm here, I'm going to do this now. And that is beautiful. I feel like that might be hard sometimes, especially if it's recently happened or you just feel kind of lost still because of losing a part of your identity. That can be confusing for a few months even. Just getting to know this new version of yourself, right? And so it's okay to take your time with it, but you are very much encouraged to move forward, is what I keep hearing, because that is a beautiful process. And like, I get these messages, but I also want to tell you, like, feeling a little bit protective of like, take your time, don't rush these things, but like, work through your fears. It's time to take action. Yeah, it's really being encouraged for you to work through those fears and do this for yourself. I feel like you deserve this for yourself, to just get creative or something. It's just like, go look around and pick and choose what you would like and see, try it on, see if it fits, and if it doesn't, let it go. But just it feels like there are still a lot of new things to explore and try on and love, and I cannot, Spirit is saying, like, don't get into it too much. It's for them to feel like what that is like. But yeah, there is just so much magic to be explored within that journey, I feel like, which is so beautiful. So how can Pao 2 make themselves proud? How can Pao 2 make themselves happy? How can Pao 2 make a decision? And they're pretty clear, which is like, yeah, just go for it. Make it happen. What I feel with this card, I'm being drawn to the bear, is you are being looked over, you are being protected. It might also be in like the physical realm by friends who are really encouraging you to maybe try new things or get out there again. So you work together with them. You don't have to do this alone, right? And that is also being encouraged. Seek help. I don't want to say seek help because I already feel like the help is already there. It's just about going for it, making those choices that feel good to you. And you don't have to do everything that comes toward you, right? Have discernment in what feels fun to you and safe. Still, take your time with it. But also, you're being so supported in this journey, and I feel like there are a lot of cool things that are coming your way. And so make use of that support. You don't have to do it alone. There is, I don't know if you can see this, but there are a lot of people right here with their lanterns and stuff. And that's where you are going. It's like this this crowd that is hyping you up or something. I just feel so excited and lifted up by a new group of people or a group of people that is already in your sphere. That's where you are headed, and that is what is going to make you really happy, right? To have that support, to have that excitement for life, or to have that clarity to see what fits, and you just feeling in your element, kind of. That's what I'm getting through this card. Like, make a decision. There's not a lot that I can say about that. I feel like I've already talked about that with these cards. To just do this for yourself, right? What can you do to make yourself happy? Make that decision by thinking it over and just trusting yourself that you can feel within your body what resonates and what doesn't. If something doesn't resonate, we kind of shrink ourselves. That's kind of the motion that we make. And if something does resonate with us, we kind of open, our heart kind of opens. We have this forward movement within our bodies. That is what you can feel. You can think about something that is really off-putting, that is just not something that you like, and just feel what that feels like in your body. Maybe you can try that right now. I don't really have an example or something that is upsetting, but just think of something that you don't like. Just feel what that feels like. And now think of like really cute puppies or kittens. Something really cute or something really exciting that is like a big dream of yours. Feel how that feels. Can you feel like how you're opening up for that? Sorry for the sudden camera change. I had to change my battery. That's going to take a while to charge. So we're going to look at what are the unforeseen energies of this situation. So what is it that you're not seeing? Why is this happening? What is it that you need to acknowledge and let go? So what, Spirit, are the energies behind this? What is it that needs to be seen, acknowledged? I feel like there is a lot that you cannot see right now. I have difficulty getting cards, but I also feel like you're kind of being blindfolded right now. Spirit has a plan. Yeah, it's like you are not supposed to see it yet because you're kind of in this healing era. And I feel like there's like this new trend where we put era in front of everything. I don't know if you have noticed that as well. Yeah, kind of this healing era where you get to take a lot of good care for yourself and just explore. And you're not supposed to see like where that is taking you, because I feel like there is just, you can go so many ways right now. And yeah, it's like, it's so much more fun to be in the moment. So why would you want to know what else is going to happen? That is what I hear. And if you are in the moment experiencing new things, right, you don't have to know where it's going to take you, because that would take away from the experience. That's kind of the feeling that I get. But we're here to take a look at the next 6 months. So with that, I would also like to, yeah, that's it. See why this is happening. So make a solid foundation is what the beaver is saying, which makes total sense, right? You're moving into a new kind of energy, exploring new things for yourself, stepping into a new version of yourself, still needing to integrate maybe everything that you've been through, giving yourself time to explore, but also to lean more into this trust and this period of your life that you're in right now. And this is going to create that solid foundation for you where you can lean back on yourself and be like, yeah, it was really hard to let go, to have this tower moment. Tower moments only happen when the foundation isn't strong. That's why things are being disrupted or things fall away, just for you to move into a more solid foundation where things are steady, where you can flourish, where you can grow the most. And I feel like that is what you are exploring now, what you want that solid foundation to look like and to make it feel really good for yourself. But also, because I feel like that's more kind of the serious undertone of this energy. But what is the most present within your energy of this pile is just like exciting new things on the horizon, like this crowd that you're of really excited people for you who are just like hyping you up. That is where you are going towards, something really exciting, where you will meet your people, where you feel like you are accepted, where you feel like you can express yourself. I feel like you are going to, I see you dressing up in more expressive ways, for example, just to kind of make life a party. That's kind of, I also get like party vibes as well. And that doesn't necessarily mean like a solid basis, but that's more about, are you trusting yourself enough to have fun, to explore, and to feel what fits? Through that you learn a lot about yourself, right? And that becomes your solid basis. If you don't go through this phase, you can just feel like circumstances are tugging at you and you're just like going through life just feeling like everything that is in front of you, you should probably do something with, or do what you see other people do, right? This is more about looking around, seeing what fits. And this is what pile 1 also had, which is interesting. If you felt drawn to pile 1, maybe take a look at that one as well, if that resonates. But it's like saying no to all the things that don't resonate and only saying yes to the things that do, because that creates your dream life, right? That creates more of who you really want to be, what feels good. But you first have to explore what that is, right? So now I'm going to give you some cards about what you're already doing right and what you can do moving forward. What can pile 2 do moving forward? Starseed, what lights you up? Like, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? Oh, wow. That's confirmation. You see what that looks like? The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So yeah, and that kind of correlates with this card. Work through your fears. Be honest about what you're still clinging onto, what doesn't fit anymore. What is the past can feel so familiar and safe to us, but it might be like long overdue for you to let that go. So be honest about your fears. Maybe you are clinging onto it because you're afraid to let it go. You're afraid of the consequences. Maybe just work with yourself to acknowledge those fears, to just accept them. You don't have to do something about it right away, but maybe write about it. What would happen if I let that go? What is the worst that can happen, right? And what would I actually like to do? And then lastly, I want to see what else Spirit wants you to know. So is there anything... Oh God. Okay, so this card just flew out, but I have like a stack of paintings lined up beside my desk, and so it was in between all of them. I had to go look for it. So that is the metaphor that I'm feeling for you. You are now looking for it. It doesn't feel logical. It feels a little bit scary. It feels unfamiliar, right? But Seven of Pentacles is like hard work, seeing everything that you've accomplished. That is what you will see very soon. It will feel really good because you're doing the things that feel really good. You will have something to show for it, right? It's not like you're doing this and you won't create that solid foundation. You are truly doing that for your future self, basically. And so that's something to be proud of. That's something beautiful that you're doing for yourself. I mean, that's pretty exciting, right? And yeah, it can be really hard, of course, especially if you're still thinking about the past. But it's just this really loving message of it's okay to let go. It's okay to be happy again, to see what else can light you up, what else is out there. Yeah, the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is about looking back at the spilled glasses, right? So what has been. It's beautiful that I see this correlation with these two cards of looking at something. This is where you might have been or are still kind of in this energy. This is where you're moving towards. So you're going to look back on this period of time like it's a prosperous period of your life. And that, I truly feel like that is the truth. This is going to give you so much more than you think that you can get from this. You're going to meet new people, find new exciting things about life, being excited about life again, find things that are for you. Just be like, I didn't know that this was out there. I did that. Those are just the scenarios that I see for you in the next 6 months. Just being like, oh, I didn't know that I was good at this, or I would really enjoy doing this, or making new friends, being like, oh, you're such a cool person and you like fit me, the me that I am right now, so much better than the people that I've known before. Like every time that we change, we attract new types of people, right? It's funny how they reflect back to you where you are right now, and how they reflect back to you how much you've grown. I feel like that is something that you will experience as well, which is going to be a beautiful confirmation of your transformation. And that is that energy. Keep the faith in yourself that you can do this, and it's going to be a fruitful period of your life. It's going to be, I even hear like blissful. I wanted to say wonderful, but then I felt like blissful is more the right type of word. So that's pretty exciting, feeling bliss, right? Two of Cups. There might be even a new romantic connection coming in, or a beautiful friendship, or a beautiful opportunity. I truly feel that for you as well. It's going to be really fulfilling in a way. I feel like you're going to see yourself in a different light also. Maybe reflected through other people, maybe reflected to new circumstances. And the Queen of Wands, also Pile 1 also had the Queen of Wands, so this is pretty funny. Also as like one of their last cards. And I said to them as well, like, the Queen of Wands is this really charismatic woman, really confident, just honing in on her magic. She knows who she is and she uses her magic. She's really confident in just expressing herself. And yeah, you're being encouraged to step into that phase of your life as well. And maybe you don't feel like it right now, but through this whole process, the next 6 months, you are definitely getting there for sure. I just keep wanting to pick more cards for you. Yeah, I love to see this one, the 10 of Pentacles. This is just socializing, abundance, new opportunities, growth. The King of Cups is a really beautiful man who is in touch with his emotions, is really caring, and that's also the energy that you're in. I also felt like with the support, you are going to feel supported with this strong foundation of maybe new people, or you already have a group of friends or a certain someone who can hold you and support you in that way. That is safe, that is solid. Or that you can just feel free to share your emotions with. And I also feel like that is you as well. I also feel like you are becoming that strong foundation for someone, mostly for yourself, and that you are allowing yourself to process your emotions. You're not trying to hold them back. It's just part of your whole package, right? Like the Queen of Wands, she's not afraid to express herself, also her darker sides, but mostly just this is her in her most alive energy, the most charismatic. And the way that you can be charismatic is if you also feel safe with yourself, right? And safe with your environment. I feel like most people are a little bit quiet in the beginning in new circumstances, right? They are observant, and then when they feel safe, their true light comes out. That's what I feel for most of us. And that is kind of the process, right? And so you have to know that you're safe and that you are that you can express yourself. And I would also highly recommend experimenting with that a little bit more, to maybe be the first one to do that, because if you are expressing yourself, being a little bit vulnerable from the start, others will also feel encouraged to do the same. So that can be really fun. But yeah, beautiful energy, especially these last 4 cards. New opportunities, being able to open up, being in your charismatic era, magic era, and then all these prosperous, like a lot of abundance coming in and a lot of exciting new opportunities. Those are your upcoming 6 months. I love this for you. Let me know how it goes. I wish you a lot of fun, and yeah, just trust yourself. You will know what feels right to you and what doesn't, right? So trust yourself. You've got this. If you're looking for someone to work through these fears, to really hone in on your own magic and to move through this process, to really step into this new you and hear from your own intuition how to go about that, this is also something that I do within my coaching. So if you would like some more support and clarity, I would love to facilitate that for you. The link to work with me is in the description. I would love to work with you. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and I hope to see you in another video. Love you. Bye. Hi, my lovely pile number 3s. You chose the little elephant, and this is your reading. Let's put it like that. So we're first going to dive into, what if everything works out for your highest good? What is that dream scenario? And to be honest, the first 2 piles did get very interesting answers for that. It's more like, what is it that you need? So what is it that pile number 3 needs? What is for their highest good in the next 6 months from now? Okay, cool. You've got the 3 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. Let's keep it upright. And then the World. So what I feel is that this is all about stability. It is about creating something that you can thrive on and build on as well. It might be a continuation of what you've already accomplished. And so there might be more opportunities in that realm of what you're doing when it comes to your job or your own business or study, that you are just, I just feel like you're really in the flow, and there is just a beautiful period of, I also feel like a little bit of reflection from the past few months or years, depending on what is still kind of present in your energy from that period as well. I just feel like there is something better already there or coming with the World. It just feels like a really fruitful, stable period. And that is what would be best for you. That is the highest good kind of thing. I'm really excited to see this because I wanted to, there were some confrontational elements of what would be of the highest good. But for you, I just see a little bit of contemplation, putting in the work and having new opportunities within what you're doing already. And from that kind of solid foundation that you're creating or already have, you can build from there. So I'm kind of like seeing starting a family or expanding the business, or maybe hiring someone or taking on more clients or traveling or something like that, which is pretty exciting, right? I love this for you. So the next point on my list is, what is my current lesson and why am I learning it? Lesson, woo! Okay, let's just go with these two. Why are they learning it? Surrender to the divine. Have faith in your dreams. Could it be that it's pretty hard for you to surrender to this stable period in your life? And also, can it be good enough? Can it just be enjoyable to be where you are right now, and what we focus on grows, right? And so if you focus on what's going right, that will only expand more because you are really focused on it. There is something with that contemplation about the past that is kind of still in your energy. And I feel like that is what they mean with surrender to the divine. I feel like they're asking you to give whatever has happened or what is still lingering or whatever you're still worried about, to surrender that to the divine, because it's not necessarily present in your day-to-day situation right now as to needing to act on it, I feel like, or a little bit, maybe you are kind of getting out of it, but for most of you, I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like it's pretty much in the past now, but there is still overthinking about it, which is normal, right? Because we might think about what we would have done differently or what someone else could have done differently and how we're disappointed or what could have been, right? You're being asked to surrender that to the divine. That's the lesson that you are learning right now. And with that, to have faith in your dreams so you can receive these new blessings and this stable foundation. To trust, basically. And to trust also means to surrender and have faith, right? I also feel like you can deepen the faith with the universe and yourself through this process, which could be a really beautiful thing. To know that you have your own back and that the universe has your back, to kind of restore that relationship or build that relationship, to explore what happens if you listen to your intuition, for example. What kind of different choices would you make? And seeing and learning that you can trust that. But also asking for help from the divine, for example, asking for a sign or asking for a solution or an answer or a change or a miracle. And a miracle is just a change in perspective. Seeing something differently through the eyes of love is an intention that you could set. Yeah, you're just building on this relationship that you might already have with the divine. but more so expanding it to fall more back onto what you know is true, so your own intuition, your own discernment. And yeah, to just have these beautiful conversations with the universe or God, or however you want to call it, and feeling led, feeling supported in that as well, which will happen through this process. So the next thing that we're going to look at is, how can I make myself proud and happy? How can pile 3 make themselves more proud and happy? Hope and happiness. I feel that this is also kind of a resting period, because it's kind of calm waters, right? It's like it's building a steady foundation, and so that's very nurturing. But I feel like you might have gone through a very tumultuous period where there was a lot happening, a lot to grow from, a lot to learn from, and it might have been pretty difficult or exhausting. And so I feel like these next 6 months are just kind of a like recalibrating period, where you are able to really go deep within yourself and to find that stillness, that trust, that solid foundation within yourself, which is beautiful. And you so deserve this new energy of stability and of happiness, right? And then we also have the card of be spontaneous. I feel like through being really in tune with yourself, it will be easier to find the things that are for you. And that makes it easier to follow your intuition, to be spontaneous. And so I also feel like this is like a period where you will get... I recently saw this TikTok about someone saying, like, if things are not clear right now, you only have these loose kind of puzzle pieces. In the end, like, the whole puzzle will come together. But for now, it probably feels like these are just really random puzzle pieces, like running into someone, or hearing something that you need to hear from someone else, or something like that. I feel like that is going to happen to you in these next 6 months, for you to just run into random people, or make beautiful new connections, or get a new job opportunity, and then there you find your person, or something like that, right? Where things are just random, and they don't necessarily make sense, but you just follow your intuition because you're so in tune, and that just kind of gets you on this path of where you need to be. And that is with the spontaneous card. But there is this emphasis on just enjoying this period to kind of come back to yourself, and to recharge, and also contemplate, to just kind of give everything its rightful place in your mind. And yeah, sometimes this is the same energy with Pile 1 and 2, where we have gone through so many lessons, but they still kind of need to blend. They still need to be integrated for us to have this new baseline energy. I hope that makes sense. So you get to just build your solid foundation while enjoying and following these nudges of inspiration from your intuition. So what are some unforeseen energies that Pile 3 needs to acknowledge, work with, or let go? The Moth. Surrender. Again, surrender. So it could also be that you're in a period where maybe, I feel like maybe you're sick, or maybe something happened where there's not a lot of control that you have over the situation. I also think about like being burned out or something, right? There's not a lot that you can do about that, but to just be the most loving that you can be towards yourself, because the more that you are going to hate yourself for being sick, that is not helpful, right? The only way that you can heal yourself is by being compassionate and surrendering to it. Spirit is supporting you unconditionally. So whatever you're going through right now that might feel a little still, or like nothing is happening, surrender to it, because there is a bigger plan at play. And I also feel like you are already doing so well. It's not like it is not like nothing is happening. Actually, there you have already done a lot, and there is a lot more coming. That is what I hear. And so surrender to that process of it unfolding, and know that you are deserving of this rest, of this really stable period. That might just be what you need. Maybe you're not used to it. Maybe your life has always kind of been chaos, and so it feels uncomfortable in a way because it's not what you're used to, right? But that's why the surrender is the lesson right now. Surrender. So it's pretty clear. And they're also putting an emphasis on there is truly a plan that is unfolding within this, because you have the world, which is like, let me just look it up. I was confusing the world with the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of like you're coming home within yourself, but maybe also within what you're creating right now. That is what the world represents. And then we have the card of have faith in your dreams. And so it's kind of this acknowledgement of, yes, you're going there. And we also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is like a opportunity. And with like following your intuition, being at home with yourself, it's easier to find that. If you're in alignment with yourself, you will feel what is for you. And Spirit is supporting you unconditionally. Like there is a plan here. So have faith in that. So next we have the question of what am I doing right and how to move forward. What is pile 3 already doing right and how to move forward? Warrior Woman and Play. So with Play, I feel like the spontaneity card kind of resonates with that, to just follow that inspiration, that joy. With Warrior Woman, have you answered your deepest calling? I feel like that is kind of what you are learning to settle into, to be and do your calling. So it might be that you, last year you started at a position at work that you really wanted. And then like a lot of stuff happened, but now you're just becoming to feel more comfortable where you are right now. And then you can like really feel like you've got it, right? And so that is kind of that stable foundation. Or maybe you are now only finding what that is and kind of fine-tuning it. And also, for example, if you are in a period of burnout, the thing that is going to help the most is to start with little joyful things that give you energy. You should, like what they say is like you should avoid everything that drains you and just start with little things that give you energy and build from there, right? And so play and be spontaneous and really being close to what feels right for you. To tune out of everything else to just feel what is right for you. That is really important, because that's how that path unfolds in front of you of the world. And so these are standing for what you're doing right and how to move forward, right? So it might be that you already got that. So it's more like keep going with that. That's amazing. That is exactly the right thing to do right now. So Leslie, I'm going to look at what Spirit wants you to know as well. So any other messages? The Knight of Pentacles. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? Can I get another card for pile 3? I feel like there might be maybe a male, but maybe female, who is going to be helping you in this process, who is going to build that solid foundation with you, or like I said, like expand your family, or work on a project, but it does kind of feel new. So this might be in the upcoming months that opportunity is there. The Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is like trust that these new exciting things are coming, because the Page is the card before the Knight, and then you also have the King, right? Page is kind of a younger energy, and so the Page is really excited about these opportunities. The ones are the element of fire, which is passion, which is creativity. And then the Pentacles are more about stability, right? It's funny because this is just really talking about the opportunity to make a lot of money, but also like stability. And then this card literally is about stability. So yeah, I think that that is your message for the next 6 months: stability, spontaneous, inspired action, being really in a good place with yourself and developing this really strong bond with your intuition, with the universe, which is beautiful. I love this for you. I wish you all the luck. Be kind to yourself in this period if you are going through this kind of recalibrating era, right? Let me know how this resonated. If you want some more support in trusting this whole process and knowing how to develop a better connection with your intuition, with the universe, this is something that I do in my personal coaching as well. I help you really come home within yourself and to learn how to trust yourself, because you can hear that voice within you. If that's something that you want to read more about, I will put the link in the description for one-on-one coaching with me. You can just read what that is like. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or evening. Hope to see you in another video. Love you. Bye. Welcome, pal number 4. You chose this really cute turtle. This is going to be your reading. First, we're going to be looking at what if everything worked out for your highest good? What is that scenario for the next 6 months? Oh my god. Well, so these are like at least 10 cards, and I was only getting like 2 for all the piles. So I'm just going to get these 3. I'm going to use these as reference, but yeah, let's see. Because otherwise we'll be here tomorrow, as well. So the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Swords, so 4s are kind of a thing here, and then Strength. I feel like there might be something that you need to cut off, and it might also be a someone. So this could be a work thing or a friendship or maybe a relationship or a family dynamic, because it is stifling your energy. It's like you cannot move or just use your energy in the way that you know that you could before. And so you're being asked to walk away, change, or I feel like you need to do something really differently. And I also feel like you might not know what that is, but you might do, but you might not see it. So he is like looking at these 3 cups, right? But there is another one right here, which he is not paying attention to. So that might be your situation as well. But I feel like through the next 6 months, what is in your highest good, your highest interest, is to look at other opportunities outside of what you know, to find that strength within you to do what is giving you energy. I feel I see kind of this frustrated guy who is kind of belittled by people around them, and he's like, yeah, okay, I'm not buying this. And then just walking away and doing something really fun. That's kind of the energy that it's not that serious. I feel like it might be serious because like it really is draining you, but I feel like the transition that you're making, it's just like, yeah, whatever, I'm just going to do my own thing. That's kind of what they're, the emphasis that they are giving me on this kind of energy. Like what I'm reading is, I feel like it's going to be a quick decision at the end of the day. I feel like you have, once you know what this is, what is draining your energy, you are like, okay, bye. It is also kind of a quick, spontaneous decision-making kind of energy. So it's not like you are thinking this through that much. And I also feel like that might not be necessary, because there is something else here. And why would you stay in places where you're not appreciated, right? Or not respected, or it is draining your energy? There are more opportunities out there that will give you energy. It depends on the situation that you're in right now, because like responsibilities and stuff. But, and Paolo 1 or 2 also has kind of a similar situation, but your energy is very different. It's like you already know that you can cut this loose and just move on. You know that you have that strength within you. It's just about seeing what's next. So I'm just going to quickly look over all those other cards that fell out. So the 3 of Wands is telling me that this might be a situation that is a place where you have been in a long time. So it's kind of, there's not a lot new there to be happening. So why would you stay anyways? That's kind of the energy that I get with that. The Chariot tells me that this new opportunity might come in pretty quickly, and so it's easy to transition. Then you also have the High Priestess, which is like your intuition is probably telling you already what is your next move, right? Then we also have the Star, but she is a nickhead and YouTube doesn't like that, so we're just gonna do it like that. So the Star is telling me like you have so many talents and amazing or exciting opportunities to try, and so yes, please go for that, because that will give you so much energy in return. Page of Wands, yeah, exciting new opportunity. The page can be a little bit impulsive, but then you also have the Knight of Pentacles, which is stability. And the Age of Pentacles is also stability. The world is coming home within yourself. These are the cards of all three as well. So I think you'll be all right if that is in your highest interest, right? This will probably make itself pretty clear to you pretty soon, in the next 6 months, for you to know what that new thing is that will give you energy. So if you don't know it right now, you will, because it will be like you got the Chariot and the World, so it is going to be pretty obvious to you what this is about. So next I want to be looking into what your current lessons are and why you are learning those lessons. So where you are right now, bring love into the situation. Yeah, it might be easy to just disregard whatever is happening or kind of shun people like, okay, I don't like this, let's just leave. And I don't know. There are always reasons, right? You can always soften to see what is happening beyond the surface with people or with situations. Most of the time it's not that easy, right? And no, it's not your problem most of the time, but because people are just likely to project onto each other, right? What they think should be happening or how you should be, and that's not your problem, or how they perceive you. But bringing love into the situation can really help you move with softness and ease in letting this go, or changing, or choosing yourself. Yeah, it doesn't have to become a conflict, kind of, and that's also not what you want, right? You just want to cut loose and move on, and so conflict is only going to postpone that lingering feeling of that was such a difficult or nasty situation to be in, and it doesn't have to be like that. So bringing love into the situation is the lesson here, basically. Balance spirituality and practicality, and surrender to the divine. So about the kind of hasty energy that I'm feeling with this pile, it's like you will know when the right moment comes to let go. And that might also be when you are getting the new opportunity, right? When you are seeing what that is. I kind of am this person as well when I like know that the time is up, like when I know that something is not in alignment for me anymore, I'm pretty quick to bounce. And that is lovely sometimes, but it also creates conflict sometimes. And so there is a way to go about this. It's not necessarily about just moving on quickly. It's about how can you make this the most aligning for you. So choosing that moment when it feels right, but also choosing yourself, right? It is about respecting yourself, your own energy. That's why you're doing this in the first place. And surrendering to the divine of when you can best do this, is to ask for help. And it doesn't only have to be from the divine. You can also ask for help somewhere else, right? Who has gone through a similar situation, for example. And then you will feel when that time is right. It's funny because I was talking about this hasty energy, but then I felt like, yeah, but you're kind of wondering if it's okay to let go and when the time will be. You will know for sure. Just surrender, or like ask this question to the divine, like show me a sign or help me see how best to let this go. I will see if we can get a little bit more on that as well, when that time would be the best to move on. The next question that I want to get into is, how can I make myself proud and happy? How can pile 3 make themselves proud and happy? in the next 6 months. So for the next, there we go. Possible new, that's that's a Dutch card that's going to be hard to translate. So the translation is possible new entrance gate, and then also expand your energy. What could help through these next 6 months and what will make you really happy is to explore other options, to give yourself the space to look with beyond what you are doing or seeing right now, because this is going to give you so much clarity on what else is possible and what is going to give you energy, what is going to give you joy. If you close your eyes for new opportunities, of course it's not going to change, right? And so the most loving thing that you can do for yourself is to see like, what else is possible for me? And to not limit yourself, to not think about what is only like realistic or what your parents would approve of, right? I don't think that you are that kind of person who really sticks to that, other opinions as to what I got for you in the beginning of this reading. But I do feel that there is kind of this holding back of exploring other options. This might be because you have a commitment somewhere, but like even watching YouTube videos, for example, I just love, for example, to follow travel vloggers, right? Just see like, oh, I can go there, or this is what that experience is like. And I love traveling as well. I also have made some vlogs, right? But I didn't know that that was possible for me until I kind of had these examples of people who were already doing it and who taught me kind of how it works, like how you can make a video really cool. I love Carrie Cakes, by the way. She lives in Korea and she makes the most satisfying little day-to-day life vlogs. So that's just an example of like, you don't know what's out there until you go look for it. And then you can feel like, oh, I really resonate with that. I really like that. Let's explore that more, right? And so I don't know what kind of situation this is about. Maybe this is about friendship or relationships. Like, what helped me a lot when I was looking for more aligned friends, for example, go to these spaces and do things that I was really passionate about because I knew that people like me would be there as well, right? So expanding your horizons in that way by trying new things or looking on the internet, and just give yourself more space to explore what is out there for you as well. I love making Pinterest mood boards, for example, just to kind of get a visual interpretation of what I'm craving, what I'm desiring, and to give myself the space to dream about that. I hope that you're already doing that, but you are being encouraged to do that even more for yourself. So it will be easier to transition from this old place to a new place, because you can see like, oh, okay, that's also possible. I'm allowed to get that as well, right? I'm allowed to feel this way as well. It's never really about the thing or the experience, but more about how it will make you feel. So how do you want to feel? If it's depleting your energy right now, what is it that you do want? Do you want to feel inspiration? Do you want to feel uplifted, encouraged, safe, for example? Like, what is it that you are craving? And go explore what that looks like for you. And so if you have already kind of been doing that, please continue. That is what Spirit is saying. That is going to give you so much more happiness in the long run, because of what you'll find, or just being excited about what could be. So I'm now looking into the unforeseen energies that need to be acknowledged, or worked with, or let go. Got the Hawk. Let Spirit be your guide, which is kind of like surrender to the divine. Let Spirit be your guide. You are truly being guided, but I do feel like there might be a kind of hesitance in wanting to ask for help from the divine. So you're being encouraged to do that as well. Be playful. 55 is also a number of changing. And so through this change, try to find what feels good. Be reminded of the Yoga with Adrian slogan, but I love that so much. Like, find what feels good. What you can let go of the things that don't feel good and to move into a space where you do feel good. But first, you might need to explore what that looks like, right? And by being playful, by not taking everything too seriously, not taking yourself too seriously, but just to explore. Like, to explore doesn't mean that everything that you try, you have to be good at or you have to stick with. Exploring is just like trying things on, right? And seeing if it fits or not. The dog with be faithful to your love, which kind of means like all the commitments that you have with other people, but also the commitment to yourself of making yourself happy. Let that be your guiding light through these next 6 months. What would love do? Like bringing love into the situation, just asking yourself through this process, what would love do? I just love that question because it just gives you a different outlook on life. Because personally, I think that it's easy to consider what other people would like from us, right? And so when you ask the question, what would love do? Love also means like the love that you have for other people, but also the love that you have for yourself and the life that you're creating. And that's really important. Spirit is supporting you unconditionally. Just another confirmation, right? And so it's okay to ask for help. You don't need to feel like you are asking for too much. They want to help, right? Your spirit team is there to help you. Your guides, maybe loved ones who have passed. They are, whether you believe in that or not, you can just experiment with that, right? To just say like, I don't know if you're out there or not, but can you guys like show me a sign? And then what I love to do is just to make up a sign, like something that's pretty hard to be found, and ask a yes or no question, like, should I be doing this? If I should, like, show me for example, a turtle. And then I've had many occasions where then later I would find like a sign that I had talked about with the divine. I saw it on like a backpack or something, like right in front of my face. So that's something that you can do if that's new for you. But also just to ask for help and see what happens is a beautiful place to start if you're new to that as well. So what you're doing right or how to move forward, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your north. That's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, so have faith in that you know what is right the next 6 months. Even if sometimes it's hard to trust, like this whole upcoming period is so divinely protected and you are truly being guided through the whole process. It's about surrendering to the process, I guess. Where are you being called to journey to? Yeah, that's the question, right? You will figure it out. It's just about seeing more possibilities for yourself, allowing yourself to dream. Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. With this card, I feel like you might benefit a lot from sisterhood, women's circles, for example, if you're feeling alone or lost. Doesn't have to be that. Also, if you're male, there are also men's circles. So for sure, look that up if that is something like, it's a beautiful way to find community and just be, not to fix anything, but to just allow yourself to be seen by other people who are also able to hold space for that, right? Which is a beautiful healing thing to do for yourself. But also maybe you already have like your group of people to lean on in this period of time, and so you are encouraged to keep doing that and to also find the beauty in the little things, beauty and devotion, right? To spend time in nature, to decorate your space beautifully, just to give yourself that hope and something beautiful to feel joy from. Then we also got Keepers of the Earth, You're Not Alone, Ancient Ancestors stand beside you. That's kind of what I felt already with like maybe loved ones who have passed who are already supporting you through this. You can ask questions too as well. The Age of Light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Yeah, so it might be that you are through this process are going to step into something new that is going to feel so good to you, that is going to give you that energy, and that is going to move you into this new path that you might not even had imagined before. Like, there are still so many things that we don't know of that are possible that now seem impossible until it like happens. I feel like that is the case for you as well. And then you also have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. And that is just kind of the main energy for this reading, I feel like. Moving through this period to come out on the other end. And this is, of course, the question of what am I doing right and how to move forward. So just keep going forward and know that you've got this, basically. Are there any last messages from pile 4? Spirit, please let me know. There we go. Page of Pentacles. The 6 of Wands. And then the 5 of Swords. What they're showing me is that whatever you're going to do, what decision you're going to make, like when you're going to leave and what to move into after that passes, you are kind of your own worst enemy. If you bring love into the situation and you follow like that new opportunity, that is going to give you more opportunities, more wealth and success. I kind of feel like you are at war with yourself in this process. And I feel like that is, Spirit is kind of encourage you to let that go a little bit more, because this is the right thing to do. This is kind of the divine plan for you, I feel like. And always leave what doesn't resonate, right? If this is not what you choose, you have free will. Like, I'm just giving you the message. So please only take what resonates and leave the rest, right? But I feel like this pile is transitioning into a new period. And doing something that gives them more energy. And so that is beautiful, and you deserve to be happy, right? And so just nitpicking at yourself of like when and how and maybe how you could have done it differently, that is not going to help you. If you surrender to the divine, if you feel within yourself when the right time is to go or to change, just follow that. There's not a lot that can go wrong if you follow your intuition in that, because you can trust yourself. No matter what happens, it's just like, yeah, okay, but I've got my own back, right? So I'm going to do what feels right to me. If you're going to just point blank get up and leave, right, without saying anything, or maybe that is the right thing to do, actually. That depends on the situation, but there are ways to go about this, right, with more grace and compassion. But yeah, so maybe that might not be the right thing to do, because that's super impulsive, and then maybe you look back on it and regret a little bit of like, I kind of wanted to have more conversation about this. I was just scared too, right? So that is why it's so important to listen to what would be best for you and how you can bring love into the situation, or what love could do, because that might, at the end of this whole situation, make you more satisfied with how you've ended things, right? You might not regret the way that things went. So make sure that it feels good for yourself, but then when it has happened, leave it at that, because it already happened, right? And so to be at war with yourself for this necessary transition, for making yourself happy, and still to think about what love would do, right? There's not a lot that you can change or do about that if that has already been like the best way to handle things, right? So don't be too hard on yourself, because that is going to get you in this negative energy that is not needed, actually. We all do that, right? We're human, I mean. But that is kind of the message that I'm getting with the 5 of Swords as well. And also, maybe the right thing is to do to just get up and leave, right? So make sure that you are feeling what that might be for you. This is just an example. I feel like I want to get a few more cards for you for some other energies as well. Like, what is something else that is happening in, yeah, okay. Align your life. What is not in alignment or needs to change? So there is not a lot of new messages coming through for you. It's just this theme mostly for the next 6 months of what is not in alignment. What can you do about that? Explore what that might be, and then to move into that. And I want to focus on this card as well, Strength, because from the get-go, I already felt like you know that you've got this, and you will experience that through this whole process again as well, your strength. And it's going to be exciting because you're moving into something that is going to give you energy, and just exploring what that is going to be exciting as well, right? It's also about the journey. So I hope that you're not too worried about this. Get excited, because like new opportunities and success are going to be there for you as well. And it's just about becoming more of who you already are, right? What is in alignment with your soul feels really good, gives you energy. And what is not in alignment with your soul is what drains you. So it's about becoming more clear about what that is, which is beautiful. So I also do personal coaching on that to really feel into what that might be, what is for you and what is not for you, to feel what is in alignment, what isn't. If you're ready to have this beautiful conversation with your intuition, I can help you. I can help facilitate that. You can check the link in the description if that is something that interests you, if you want to read a little bit more about that. Anyway, I just hope that this resonated. Let me know in the comments. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and I hope to see you in another reading. Love ya. Bye.